and I've got over it now. The things I haven't got over are the likes of the combat PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. I believe I've had that since 1974. It only come in, it raised its ugly head in 2004. That's when it really came home to roost with me.
Was that when something triggered it, or that's when you became aware that you'd got it?
Well, I wasn't well at work. I ended up having an emergency operation. I had to thrombose colon. So, whilst I was convalescing from that, they had to have me on some certain drugs to get the colon working and doing everything it's supposed to do. And I promptly had a stroke. Then another stroke, and then another stroke, so they won't allow me to work anymore. I've pretty much recovered from the strokes. When I'm tired, I limp. My arm and my shoulder drop on the left, and I've got no stamina. But that was 2003, the strokes, 2004. So I've had between then and now to practice masking it. So, the trauma of the strokes kicked the PTSD doors wide open, and a non-returning valve, once they're open, they do not close. So I go to combat stress. I'm there the 19th of February this year, for my first time this year. I'm there for 10 days. They help with coping strategies. It's also a bit of respite for me and also for my wife, because of course it's very, very difficult for her. But I've tried not to let it get me down too much. I've tried to commit suicide, and I'm far enough away from that now to be open about it. I tried to stop myself. Coward's way out. I took an overdose. Didn't tell anyone. The sad fact of it all is I took the wrong pill because they made me violently, violently ill, and they brought themselves up. So that saved my life. The drugs actually saved my life, the ones who were trying to take it. That's why I ended up with combat stress. This is for kids in school now who need to know what happened with their forces, not the governments, not the Queen's, their forces, between the Second World War and to date. If any of these kids see this, read this, whatever, if just one of them take in that they have to learn from history, that the same mistakes put us in the same situations time and time and time and time again. You've got to learn that. They don't have to have a conflict. They can stop war, but they have to have a voice to do that. It'll stop the likes of me having to go to PTSD sessions and therapy, and lads taking their lives because of what the use and the abuse of the said soldiers. I did 10 years in the army, and for not 1 minute of it would I change. Not one. Not even the bad side. It's made me who I am. Right. I've got 5 fantastic grandkids. I love the bones of them. They love the bones of me. And I don't think I'd be the same person if I hadn't have been through the experiences I had. This is not a poster to go in the forces. No way is it a poster to go in the forces. But if some people out there would just please understand, or try to understand, what some of the people that walking by them, that Joe Soap in the street, have been through. I related Northern Ireland. I related Cyprus. I'll say no more about the Falklands because that's well documented. And what I did was just artillery support. But there's lads out there now, kids, 18, right, who've took the glory of it all, and now they find themselves in Sangin, in Helmand, looking for the mum, waiting for the teddy bear, and it's not going to come because their peers, and their elders haven't learned the lesson of history. So please, they've got to take the lesson of history. It's the most important. Out of all the things they can learn at school, learn the history of it all. Get away from it. Can we finish now?
Yeah, okay. It's a good place to finish.